Jessica Pegula returns to U.S. Open Women's Tennis quarterfinals with win over fellow American and Lee. New York, Jessica Pegula is back in the quarterfinals of a Grand Slam tournament, which used to be her roadblock. The way Pegula is playing at this U.S. Open, it may be just another stop on the way back to the final. The number 4 seed rolled into the last 8 by routing fellow American and Lee 6-1, 6-2 in just 54 minutes on Sunday. She will face Barbora Krejcikova on Tuesday after the two-time Grand Slam champion fought off 8 match points in a second set that ended with a 25-minute tiebreaker and beat Taylor Townsend 1-6, 7-6, 13, 6-3. Townsend was trying to reach her first quarterfinal in her 31st Grand Slam appearance. Pegula hasn't dropped a set this year at Flushing Meadows, and only once was she even kept on court for more than 1 hour, 15 minutes. Probably the best match, honestly, I've played since. Like, before Wimbledon, I feel like from the start to finish. So that was encouraging. Pegula said of Sunday's victory, "I was just hitting the ball, doing everything well, executing my strategy very well, and got through it pretty quick." Pegula had been 0-6 in Grand Slam quarterfinals before upsetting Iga Swiatek in that round last year. She went on to reach the final, where was defeated by Aryna Sabalenka. Also Sunday, Carlos Alcaraz hit a behind-the-back shot to win a point in a 7-6, 3, 6-3, 6-4 victory over Arthur Rindenek that made the Spaniard the youngest man in the Open era to reach 13 Grand Slam quarterfinals. Novak Djokovic reached his record 64th career Grand Slam quarterfinal by defeating qualifier Jan-Lennard Stuff 6-3, 6-3, 6-2 despite being bothered by his neck. Next for Djokovic is a meeting against Taylor Fritz, last year's runner-up and the only American man remaining. Djokovic is 10-0 against Fritz, who beat number 21 Thomas Maček in straight sets. Sabalenka returned to the quarterfinals with a 6-1, 6-4 win over Christina Buxer late Sunday. Today's schedule: Coco Gauff and Naomi Osaka will meet in a 4th-round matchup, 6 years after Osaka beat her then 15-year-old Gauff in the same round. Wimbledon champions Jannik Sinner and Iga Swiatek also will be in action as the remaining quarterfinal matchups are set. Venus Williams and Leylah Fernandez will play their 3rd-round women's doubles match against the number 12-seeded team of Ekaterina Alexandrova and Zhang Shuai. Under the glittering lights of Arthur Ashe Stadium, the crowd roared, not just for a victory, but for the resilience, grit, and unshakable spirit of Jessica Pegula. On a humid evening in New York, the 30-year-old American star punched her ticket to the U.S. Open quarterfinals once again, defeating fellow American and Lee in straight sets, 7-5, 6-3. It wasn't just another win. It was a statement, a reminder that Pegula isn't done writing her story on home soil. A match of nerves and fire. Pegula and Lee walked onto the court carrying contrasting energies. Pegula, the number 4 seed and one of the tour's most consistent players, carried the weight of expectations. Lee, the rising 23-year-old unseeded challenger, came armed with fearlessness, her groundstrokes heavy and her belief unwavering. From the opening game, the intensity was palpable. Lee, aggressive and sharp, forced Pegula into early defensive exchanges, her forehand cracking through the humid New York night. But Pegula, calm and calculating, played with the patience of a seasoned veteran. At 5-5 in the first set, the momentum swung. A marathon rally, 28 shots of pure athleticism and will, ended with Pegula slicing a backhand crosscourt winner, breaking Lee's serve and breaking the tension of the night. Minutes later, she sealed the set, raising her fist to the roaring crowd. The second set was vintage Pegula. She found her rhythm, using precise baseline control and punishing returns to dismantle Lee's service games. By the time she struck the final forehand winner down the line, the stadium was on its feet. Another quarterfinal, another chance to chase glory. The rise of an American contender. For Pegula, this wasn't just about reaching another milestone. It was about resilience. Her journey has been anything but conventional. Years ago, injuries and doubts threatened to derail her career. But like her game, steady, adaptable, unyielding, she kept fighting, sharpening her skills and finding her mental edge. Her presence in the quarterfinals for the second consecutive year feels like more than just success. It's the evolution of a player who has learned how to handle pressure, adapt under fire, and play her best tennis when the stakes are highest. Pegula's consistency is her superpower. While others rely on explosive power or flashy shot-making, Pegula builds her wins brick by brick, a perfect blend of patience and precision. In New York, that combination resonates with a fan base hungry for a homegrown champion. And Lee's brave run. For Lee, this loss doesn't diminish the shine of her remarkable run. At just 23, Lee has been steadily carving out her space in the competitive landscape of women's tennis. Her aggressive style, her court coverage, and her unflappable demeanor during high-pressure points have made her a player to watch. Against Pegula, she displayed glimpses of brilliance, blistering forehands, fearless approaches to the net, and a poise that belied her years. This was her first deep run in a Grand Slam, and it will surely not be her last. The match against Pegula was a lesson, a glimpse of what it takes to thrive on the biggest stages. The home crowd advantage. The New York crowd loves a fighter, and Pegula has become a fan favorite at Flushing Meadows. Each point she won was greeted with raucous cheers, every fist pump met with a chorus of applause. The fans understand her journey, the years of grinding, the countless hours of practice, the quiet determination to reach the game's elite level. Walking off the court after her victory, Pegula paused, soaking in the moment. She waved, smiled, and tapped her chest as if to say, "I hear you. I feel you." Looking ahead, the quarterfinal challenge. Now comes the harder part. The quarterfinals of a Grand Slam are not for the faint of heart. Pegula knows what lies ahead, the relentless pressure, the razor-thin margins, the need to elevate her game another level. Her possible opponents loom large, seasoned champions with their own dreams and ambitions. Yet Pegula's confidence is quiet but unshakable. She has been here before. She knows the stakes. And this time, she carries with her a deeper belief that she belongs in the conversation for the title. A symbol of American tennis, Pegula's rise mirrors a larger renaissance in American women's tennis. With Coco Gauff electrifying crowds, Madison Keys bringing her power game, and veterans like Sloane Stephens still capable of magical runs, the landscape is rich and competitive. But Pegula, with her steady presence and relentless drive, provides the foundation, the quiet anchor in a sea of young talent. Her return to the quarterfinals is not just a personal triumph. It's a signal to the tennis world that American tennis is thriving. And for the fans in New York, it's a chance to dream, to believe that maybe, just maybe, they are witnessing the birth of a champion's moment. The final act awaits. As Pegula packed up her bags and exited the stadium, there was no excessive celebration, no dramatic theatrics, just quiet focus. She knows the journey is far from over. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share.